You're listening to WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, Singles Talk Radio Channel, where we take a lighthearted and candid approach to discussions on the journey of relationship loss, divorce, parenting, being single, relationships building, dating, and yes, sex. Join our listeners and begin living your best life.
Hello there. Welcome to WGSN-DB Digital Broadcasting Going Solo Network. You're listening to the Business Showcase. I'm your host today, Cece Schatz, author, radio personality, and CEO of My Friends Connect. Hello, this is Cece with Going Solo, and also we're going to be featuring the Business Showcase this morning. And with me, I have Frances Fernandez. And Frances, she has started, along with other ladies, a wonderful magazine which is called Strong and Courageous Women. She has a wonderful website encouraging women. There's a magazine that comes out that we can all read and enjoy. And so I would like to welcome her to the show. Welcome, Frances.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today with you.
Oh, it is great to have you. So tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your background, and then how you got into doing what you're doing now with Strong and Courageous Women.
Well, my background is actually in hospitality, and I spent a couple years doing that, working for the hotel industry, restaurant businesses. That was my main focus. Then I got married, started to have children, and I became a teacher. And moving forward from there, decided to just stay home and start raising my children. I'm a mother of 5. I have 4 boys and a little girl who is the youngest. And just spending time at home raising my children and really not thinking, of moving anywhere or doing anything. But about a year ago, I moved into the Tampa area. And so this wonderful blessing came where this thought and feeling was placed in my heart for this magazine. And I started to implement and seek the women that I could work with to bring this forth and into life. And it occurred. And so I am content with the outcome of what has happened with this amazing magazine that has come out. And my biggest heart's desire was to encourage other women and knowing that we're not alone and we have plenty of other women that are possibly going through the same situations or maybe something worse, and encouraging us that on a daily basis we're walking life together and trying to be encouraged and strengthened and bring resolve and just draw courage from each other in our walk of life.
Absolutely. I so agree with that. And when I was looking at some of your information, it says that you are serving other women to bring hope, life, and reflection of Christ into everyday lives. And I so believe in that. I'm so touched by that myself because I feel like there's a purpose for us. There's a pattern in our lives and we're kind of given and driven to. And sometimes we deviate from that. It's almost like having a door open. There's a door open for us, but we say, no, we're going to climb through the window instead. And so we do these things, but the door keeps opening for us. And that's because it's there for us to be able to walk through. And I love what you're doing because anytime you encourage anyone to move forward in their lives, it's a wonderful, beautiful thing. And so I thank you for doing that. So tell us a little bit about the women that you have showcased in your magazine.
It's been a wonderful opportunity. The great women that I've met in the Tampa Bay area, these women have come alongside with me. We've linked arms. We've worked together on these projects, these articles. They've pretty much just said, yes, I'd be happy to become part of what it is that you're doing. And these are amazing women, again, in our Tampa Bay area that have business of their own, that have walked these situations in their life, whether it's through motherhood or marriage or being single. I think, one of the most amazing women I met so far was one of the girls who did the photo shoot for the marriage. She's actually a professional fisherwoman. I've never even heard of that title, but it was so amazing to me to know that we come from all walks of life. There's just so many things that are endless to us out there, and the world just bombards us with these specifics that we need to have and we need to be and we need to say and do, and that's not quite the way it should be. God designed us with a perfect plan and a purpose in our lives, and And yes, we can be a professional fisherwoman. It doesn't matter what people say or think. It's not the norm, but she's there and she's doing fabulous things. I mean, she's just out there really doing great things. And it was just amazing. I found myself in this room of women that were just out there really doing just amazing things. Our model for the business article was Jody Avery, which is also from the Tampa Bay area. She is fabulous at what she does in the real estate industry, and it was just such an amazing pleasure to work with these great women that are out there and link arms with them and just say, yes, let's do this. Let's let other women know that we're not alone and that do have a purpose and a plan. And it's not just to be a certain title. There's more to that. There's more to even myself, my own experience of being home raising my children. I've had a lot of hitback for that, but I knew that that's what my calling was at the time. Nowhere did I think that God would call me out to do this magazine, and I'm just so humbled by it.
Yes, I know Jody myself, and she's a good friend, and I know her through another good friend of mine, Janet, and she's a delight. She's a lovely lady. That brings me to also think about the challenges that we have in life. And so often I feel that, of course, with men, but women do have a different set of challenges that we have to sometimes overcome to be able to get forward in life. And through not only raising our family, then we're in the workforce, and we're predominant within our workforce. So that says a lot for who we are. And so when you're coming across your interviews and things like that for the magazine, I'm sure that you're coming across some astounding things that women have to overcome as they're moving through their lives.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of obstacles that have been trying to stand in the way. And to me, honestly, they've just been like situations, circumstances, conversations where I've just been, okay, I have to think about what it says in the Bible, and I have to think the way it says, whatever is noble, whatever is true, whatever is worthy, and measure it from there. Is this true? Is this worthy? Is this what God has said about me? Is this what he has asked me to do? Does this align with what he's asking me to do, or where he's asking me to go, or who he's asking me to talk to? And if it doesn't match up, then I just discard it. I mean, I just don't take it any further, because I feel like this is a wonderful gift that has been handed to me, and I cannot allow for anything to sidetrack me from the end. End goal is to help other women recognize and see the lies that the enemy tells us on a daily basis, whether it's even within comparison of ourselves. No, her thing is not greater or my thing is not greater. We are all equal. We've just been called to different things. And what makes it even better is when we link arms with someone else, just like yourself. I'm doing the magazine thing, you're doing the radio, and that is fabulous that we would link arms and get this message across, because we're still trying to do the same thing, trying to get the message out. It's just in different forms.
Oh, absolutely.
But if we do it together, it spreads further.
Well, and my way of thinking is that although we come across our own personal challenges, I know you've had yours, I've had mine, I know Jody's had hers, I know that you just featured Tara Richards, which is another good friend of mine. She's had her own challenges. Because of those challenges, I feel, have made us who we are today. Can get to the other side of your problem, the other side of what you're facing. But those challenges are what shapes who we are. And sometimes we have to embrace the difficulties in life. We have to say, okay, fine, I am where I am, and where am I going to go from here? I think that's so important. And I love that you are embracing that and you are sharing to other women that even what they might be facing today is not the end of their journey. It's just in the muck of things. That's all, right?
Absolutely. Yes. It's not the end just because we're in a situation at this moment. It's just something temporary. And one of my biggest things I tell myself on a daily basis is this too shall pass. Even in my times of being home with my children, there's times where there's so much, obviously with 5 children, there's always something happening. And I would sit there and just say to myself, this is going to pass. Before I know it, they're all going to be in school. The time is going to go. I have one that's about to turn 18 in a month, and I can't believe it. I'm in awe of what has occurred in 18 years of my life with him. And I think, wow, the next thing I know, he might be getting married and having a child of his own. And that's just the process. We focus sometimes on just what's happening right now, when what we need to see is the end product. What is my end goal? What's going to happen? What are the results of my perseverance with this situation? And try to be as strong and courageous as possible and take it head on.
That's absolutely great advice. I, too, as we said before the show started, I have 5. I have my girl at the beginning, where you have yours at the end. And mine are older now, starting, of course, their own lives. They have their own children, other than my little one, who's 13, thinks he's 25. So, but
Wow.
It amazes me when I look at my children, and I remember when they were little and some of the challenges that I had to face going through being divorced, going to work, all these various different worries that I had. And now here they're having their own families, and I have moved through that and doing really what I absolutely love to do. I have a passion now doing what I'm doing, and I don't mind getting up in the morning and working till about drop at night, because I love it. I absolutely love what I'm doing. And so what I'd love to be able to get out to other women today, and men too, is do what you love doing, find your passion, and be courageous. Whatever stumbling blocks are in your way, they can be moved, and move through them and get to the other side and live your life the fullest that you possibly can.
Absolutely.
It's great what you're giving to other people. Is there anything you'd like to share with the listeners? Is there any particular tip that you want to give them? Be able to move through to being who they really are?
My best advice that I can give anybody is, and obviously things start with a process. So when this wonderful gift and thought I felt that God was placing on my heart was beginning to be deposited into me, the first thing I did was I wrote it down. I wrote down every single detail. I wrote down every single thing that I believed needed to be part of this project. So that's the first thing I would advise someone, is sit down and write these things out. I think that if we don't have a vision of what it needs to look like, sometimes we get sidetracked. Things will come to take our attention, take away from what it is that we're trying to do, and we'll get sidetracked. We'll follow something else. It's like you said, instead of going through the open door, we try to crash through a window, because we kind of miss our way of where we're going and what we're trying to do. And it sometimes morphs into what it's not supposed to be. So that's my biggest advice first, is sit down, write these things out, align them according to the desires, the things that are being placed in your heart. Go with that gut feeling, because that gut feeling is just, it tells you, is it right? Is it wrong? Where should I go? What should I do? Who should I talk to? And, you easily go through the door instead of trying to break down a window. Write those things down, date them, and then make a goal list. This is what I'm going to do first. How am I going to step out? As crazy as it sounds, step out, do it. Don't be afraid. What's the worst that can happen? You fail? Well, then we try again. We try several times. One of the great things I remember sitting down and doing was finding this little card it was on Pinterest actually, and it said, Walt Disney failed this many times. Einstein failed this many times. J.K. Rowling failed this many times. And that was so inspiring to me, because I thought, wow, what we don't see is the many times they failed. What we see is the one time they succeeded. And we think, oh, wow, how easily it came. That's not the way that it is. You try several times, and you just keep pressing forth and keep encouraging yourself and reading things that feed into what it is that your project is or your goal is. I remember that I read about 15 books from January to July that I had this magazine come out, and all these books had to do with personal growth and goal setting and things like that. So focus on this project as it's your lifeline, basically. It's your baby. It's something that you're taking care of, and you want it to grow. You want to feed it. You want to make sure that it comes out and it's birthed beautifully. So those are key things that I did as part of this project.
Well, that's great information to share. One thing I would like to add to it for anyone listening out there that's thinking about doing an endeavor, doing something for them, is also embrace anything that comes within your path, because sometimes people come into our lives for a reason. We don't understand why they do, but they change who we are. They sometimes embrace us. And so I think that if we embrace others and we embrace things that come across our path, it definitely will be an ever-changing thing for us. I love the advice that you're willing to share with the listeners out there, and I thank you so much for that. I love your magazine. And who is going to be featured this month in your magazine?
Our next issue will be out November 1st, and we are going to be featuring Tracy Metzger and Cinda Harris, which are from For the Girls International. They're a nonprofit organization that are in the Tampa Bay area. You can look them up as well. They're a wonderful organization trying to help other women as well. And so we're partnering. We're linking arms. We're featuring them, and we have a wonderful new amount of women that are going to be writing for this new issue as well in November, and we're excited. They're also wonderful women of the Tampa Bay area with their own businesses and their own walks of life, and we're just linking arms with all these great women to bring hope and encourage and strength women everywhere, not just here in the Tampa Bay area, but everywhere. We have subscribers in New York at this point, and I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited that in a month that this magazine has been out, we now have subscribers in I'd say about 10 different states at this point, and that's very exciting for being a one-time, just came out a month ago. So it's very exciting. We have 2,500 copies that have been distributed, and if you want to get a copy, just go on to strongandcourageous.com and subscribe. You can get complimentary issues, but we'd love for you to subscribe to our magazine and just become part of the wonderful things that are happening within our company and our organization.
It's a great opportunity for women to be able to be part of something. So it's great to be able to, like you said, link arms, join each other, and support each other. So, because I think that's really what we need to do, is support each other as we're moving through our lives.
Yes.
Wonderful that you're showcasing individuals in a very positive, uplifting way. So I thank you for that. I think it's wonderful. And started in your own hometown. So I think that's super, since I happen to be in the whole same hometown as you. So it's a great thing to do. And I know that you're going to feature other women abroad and over the United States, continue to grow. So I'm looking forward to getting your copy in November and looking through it and going to subscribe to it and get each and every copy. So I'm looking forward to what you have to offer. So thank you for that.
My pleasure. It's definitely our pleasure. And we're here to serve anybody who's interested in writing for us as well. Feel free to send your information. There's a contact information also on our website. Anybody who's interested in advertising with us, that as well. If you'd like to partner with us, bring your business on board, we'd love that as well. My heart's desire is to bring other women onto this platform that I've been given. This isn't about me or who I am or what I'm doing, but for us to link arms, work together, and help all these other women that are out there. I've been talking with other organizations in our area that are out there helping women are coming out of the sex trafficking industry, which I didn't know Tampa was very large in that as well. And so we've been talking about that and helping these women get the magazine in their hands at no cost. So your subscription actually helps us do those type of things where we're getting this magazine out to these women and these homes that are being opened in our area for free, and that they could be able to read this and be encouraged and feel that there's hope for them as well that are trying to reintegrate into our society and just, recover from what has happened to them for so many years. So yeah. I really thank those of you that decide to subscribe with us. It means the world. It really, really does, because then it allows us to continue to empower and help and strengthen and encourage other women to feel like there's a group of us that really want to link arms and work together and stop looking at each other, but look forward and walk together arm in arm.
Oh, excellent, excellent. It is just such an uplifting thing to be able to encourage others to step beyond themselves and move through and really go and get what they want out of life. Encourage them to keep moving forward. So I really do appreciate all that you do. And once again, let's share your website.
strongandcourageouswomen.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. and go on there. Whether you're trying to subscribe, it's a subscription of $24.95 for 7 issues. I mean, we spend more than that when we go to McDonald's or any other place for whatever it is that we do on our own. But it's worth every single penny. I guarantee everything that we put into this, it's our heart and soul. I'm working with great women, photography, Valerie Boggle in the area, Joyce Restracci with Juice Marketing. So it's just an amazing group of women that we're working hard to bring a great magazine to encourage other women and feel strengthened in their everyday walk.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Frances, for all that you do. This is Frances Fernandez. She is with stronglycourageouswomen.com. She has a wonderful magazine out to help and inspire women today move forward in their lives and continue to move forward in their lives. So I hope everyone will reach out, join, subscription to it, get the magazine, read it, connect with women that can help you, that you can help them, and link together and be a strong force to be able to carry women and move them through into the next level of their lives. I think that's a wonderful thing to do. So you're doing a great work. I appreciate it, and I'm just so proud to be part of it. So thank you for being on our showcase today.
Thank you. It's definitely our pleasure to be here today and be able to share our heart with you guys, and I really appreciate the opportunity. I pray that you are blessed and you continue to succeed.
Well, this is Cece with Going Solo, and it's so great to have you with us. You are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. So excited to have all of you listeners with us each and every time we broadcast. We hope that you'll continue listening to all the great people that we showcase, all the business leaders that we showcase, all the individuals that are willing to step out, do something different, and get out of their comfort zone and really get out there and do what they're driven and what their purpose in life is. And so we have Frances Fernandez with us today with stronglycourageouswomen.com. She has a wonderful magazine. She's doing just that. So let's support everyone as best we can, and let's move forward in our lives and live our lives to the best we can. This is Cece with Going Solo. It is so great having you, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.